Admissions to over 70,000 Delhi University seats have begun. This time around, it's not the cutoff system, but the entire admission process will be based on the Common University Entrance Test score. I'm joined by Professor Harneet Gandhi, Dean of Admissions of the Delhi University. Ma'am, the admissions have begun this time around, not the cutoff system, so, a new ball game altogether for you as well. How has it been going so far? Some students complaining of, some perhaps glitches on the portal. How have you been handling them, and what are the grievances that have come up as of now?
Hi. I think to begin with, I'd like to do a little induction on how Delhi University prepared for the Common University Entrance Test. We started, I think, in February, when we were aware that a Common Entrance Test is going to take place. We had started working on the eligibility criteria. We had also started working on the common seat allocation system, which has been launched. Yesterday, we had declared our first list. Prior to that, we had also given a provision on the dashboard of the candidates to look into the preferences which other candidates would have given. Then we also came out with the simulated ranks, which were based on the data that we had got at that particular time. So as far, I don't know, we have not received any technical glitches till now. Yes, people do have an anxiety over the admissions that will come up. Till now, to put on records, the around 80,000 seats have been offered in various programs and colleges. And the data that we have right now, approximately 50,000 students have already accepted the seat that has been allocated. It seems to be a pretty fair system. It seems to be, what the students wanted, the preferences and the ranks that they got. I think the system has allocated to them, honoring their own choices. So it seems that people are happy.
Right. So some of the students that, you were also talking to them, trying to address their grievances, they say that after the whole, that spectacle of the CUET mess that comes to mind, now they're saying that the common seat allocation system, since it's a new system, they don't have any precedents, they don't have perhaps a reference point. So what will happen to perhaps those students who've made mistakes, not selected their preferences? Some of them also saying that preferences not showing up on the portal. So what would be your assurance be to those students? Are you going to give them another chance? We know that a second list will be out too, but what will happen to those students, because this is new for them, it's new for you, but it's also new for them. So what will happen to those students, because they say that an entire year will go down the drain, sir?
No, I don't think so that there was any issue with respect to not showing the preferences. All those who had submitted their preferences are showing. The kind of grievances that I was handling downstairs was primarily related to them being done a mistake in doing the preferences. They must have done it at the last minute, so they pressed, let's say, add to top instead of adding it add to bottom. So that maybe they've done it in a hurry at the last minute. When I saw their, the sheet in which they were showing me, it was giving me an indication. There is a line which tells them that you updated your preference at such and such time. Right. So that gives an indication that they probably did it in a haste.
Any assurance to them as to whether they'll be able to get another chance, because it's a complicated system and new for them also?
See, we do have a system before every cutoff, before every merit list that we are going to come up. There is a provision of reordering the preferences, the higher preferences. So the order of preferences remains the same, because it's a very interdependent system. It's so my preference and my ranking is going to affect your preferences and your ranking as well. So what candidates can do, once they've got the seat, whatever they have been allotted to, they must accept it. They must take the admission there, and once we open the portal for upgradation, then they can reorder their higher preferences. So this is a provision that we have done before every merit list. They can, avail this facility and reorder their preferences.
Before the merit list is
ready. Before every round.
So right now, if they've done this mistake, there's no way that they can rectify it perhaps right now, because
currently what they've got is what they had submitted.
All right. Okay.
So according to that, since as I just told you, there are 80,000 applicants. In fact, there were around 2 lakh for which the preference order had come. So currently what they've got, we advise them to accept it and take the seat, at least because this is the best preference that they could have got, considering the preferences, considering the rank, category and the vacancy of seats. So they should accept it, what they've got, because this is the best as of now. If there are chances of upgradation, they will be upgraded.
Right. And my last question to you, ma'am, as you mentioned, it's a cumbersome process in the sense that there are many preferences to be selected. Then, as you mentioned, that specific options to be selected. So, do you think that this process, which from the looks of it seems a little complicated, do you think it's fair to the students? Do you think it's a simpler process as far as admissions are concerned? Is it fair and is it simple? What would you have to say about that?
If you ask me, I think it is very democratic. It is fair because everything was given to the students. They knew their normalized score. They knew the eligibilities. We had also come out with the preference list, which was being updated every 2 hourly. So they could gauge where they stand. We opened the platform various times for them to reorder their preferences. We also came out with a simulated rank through which they could gauge where they stand and then again reorder their preferences. So, after doing so many rounds and so many webinars and so many press releases that we came out to help the candidates, I firmly believe that, students who have availed of all these facilities would have taken their choices according to their wish. And because I just gathered that approximately 9,000 students have got their first preference.
Right.
So this is huge. If
Right.
9,000
also for those, I mean, for people who perhaps don't have access to say these facilities because the entire process is online now. So are those? I mean, is the process fair to them also?
So we've set up various help desks at our branch. The help desks are also available at all the colleges. We've also put up grievance committee in a very sequential manner. There is a grievance committee at every college, 67 colleges. Every college has a help desk and a grievance committee. Our branch is also working very hard. We have a centralized grievance committee. We have an email ID where students are writing to us and every mail is being answered within 24 hours. We have landline numbers on which they can on which they can talk to us. We also have a chatbot facility. So all these provisions were put into place to help the candidates and respond to their queries.
Right. Thanks very much, ma'am, for joining us. So that there you have it from the Dean of Admissions. She says that grievances are being addressed and she asks students to be rest assured. In New Delhi with camera person Sushil Rathi, Vedant for NDTV.